Hey VC, it's Billy again, back with an update, vinyl update from the St. Louis record show that I attended about a week and a half ago or so. A lot of this stuff that I'm going to show is upgrades or multiple copies. So, some of it is actually some new additions, which I was kind of stoked about, but a lot of it is upgrades or bonus copies. Some of it you did see in the previous video, my intro video, but I'll get things started by one of the first ones you saw on the cover. One thing you'll find out about me is I'm, like a lot of you, a huge Kiss fan. Have been since I was little. I don't know if I was just attracted to the music, the characters, or what, but as I got older, I caught a lot of shit for being a Kiss fan, but that is what it is, man. I still enjoy the music to this day. I love going back and listening to the older stuff. I still buy their stuff. Matter of fact, I think there's one in here that I did pick up that I didn't have that I needed for the collection that is a newer piece. But off the bat here, Kiss Destroyer. This is a first pressing, or a very early pressing. It's a beautiful copy. On the Casablanca Blue Man label. It's still in shrink, open on the side, but awesome copy. Glad to add that to the collection. Definitely an upgrade from what I had. Sticking with Kiss, Love Gun. This is an early pressing of Love Gun. It does include the gun. All my other stuff, all my other copies don't have the pop gun. But this was probably one of my earliest. I mean, Destroyer was awesome as well, but this one, I was only 3 years old when Destroyer came out. I was a little bit older, 4 years old, and able to. I was actually buying my own records. Mom would take me to the. We would go to Venture or Target or Kmart. Venture or Kmart back in the day, I guess it was, once a week. And if I had been good that week, my allowance was I could pick out a record. If I'd done all my chores and homework and whatever she wanted me to do around the house, 9 times out of 10 it was a Kiss record at those ages. A Kiss record. I remember very few others, Kiss or Elvis, but this was one of the first ones that I actually bought myself, and I'm glad to have this as an upgraded copy. Next one. I never did have Psycho Circus on the lenticular. Sorry about the glare, but there you can see a little bit there. This one was kind of cool. This is I know they pressed other pressings of this record, but this one is apparently the first official Kiss pressing. So glad to have that one to the collection. There were a lot of things at this particular record show that a couple dealers had some really nice metal stuff that I was able to pick up a fairly reasonable price. Moving on was I picked up 3 Maiden 12-inch maxi singles. I think these are European. Yeah, these are European pressings. But Number of the Beast with a live version of Remember Tomorrow. This one is pretty cool because the labels are custom labels. The other 2, which are Aces High and my personal favorite, Wasted Years, have just basic plain labels on them. But the killer thing about Maiden is the artwork. You know, that's kind of. I mean, the music is great too, but the thing that attracted me first to the music was the artwork. Check out Eddie. Really cool. Great stuff. Glad to add those to the collection. What we're listening to, real quick, what we're listening to in the background here is Blackberry Smoke, the Whippoorwill. If you aren't familiar with Blackberry Smoke, they're Southern rock country band. I've been into them for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years or so, and their style is pretty much Allman Brothers, Marshall Tucker, Charlie Daniels Band, Black Crowes, kind of all mixed into a melting pot and spit out as Blackberry Smoke. Absolutely dig their stuff. Leonard Skinner as well. I meant to throw them in there. But yeah, if you dig any of those guys' stuff and you haven't given those guys a chance, whether you're a country fan, a rock fan, southern rock fan, jam band, they'll have something that you'll dig. Trust me. Give them a chance. Sticking with the metal stuff, I found this original press. It's not the Megaforce press. This is the Elektra Records press of Kill 'Em All. It was once again an upgrade copy for me as well. It has the original inner sleeve with it, which I was glad to have because my copy just had a plain white sleeve. Then I have the Garage Days EP. Like I said, there were 2 dealers there that had some really good hard rock and metal stuff, and believe it or not, in really good condition, and they were negotiable, fair prices. I was really pleased with what I walked out of there with. This here I have not given a listen yet. Megadeth, Killing Is My Business. I believe this is a European pressing from the early 2000s, but it's a direct metal master. Includes a poster and everything else. It's not been opened. The side is split just a little bit here, but I'm going to go ahead and open it. I'm going to listen to this. I hear it sounds so much better than the other version that I have, the original. But I can't wait to give that a spin. I'll let everybody know how that one sounds. Picked up another copy of So Far So Good So What, one of my favorite Megadeth records. Probably my 3rd favorite Megadeth record. Then I did show this one, the Slayer Divine Intervention red pressing, in my intro video. Happy to add that one as well. I'm just moving along real fast here because I have quite a bit, and I don't want to get the video up there, the time length up there too long for you. I don't want to bore you guys. But growing up in a musical household, my parents had lots of different things going on. There was Ike and Tina Turner, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Little Richard, Elvis, the Beach Boys, the Doors. And my dad was a huge Beatles fan, and my mom was a huge Elvis fan, which is kind of weird because I've always heard you're either a Beatles person or an Elvis person. It's kind of hard to be both, but and I kind of always tended to gravitate towards Elvis. As a little kid, all the way through, I still love Elvis, and never really explored into the Beatles stuff. Not that I didn't enjoy listening to their stuff, but I never went out and started buying any of their obscure stuff, or even any of their hits or compilations for that matter. As I get older, I've noticed that my musical tastes change from time to time. There are days that I just don't want to rock out all the time, or be straight country. I want to do something different. Maybe I want to listen to some Pink Floyd. Maybe I want to listen to a 22-minute version of The Whipping Post from the Allman Brothers. There are just days you just want to put it on and chill and relax. So I did see these. One particular dealer had these Beatles records. I picked them up just because I figured I need to kind of give them a listen, give them a chance. So this is Meet the Beatles. It's a repress, but it has all the stuff that everybody's familiar with. I Want to Hold Your Hand, I Saw Her Standing There, All My Lovin', just handful of old stuff that I'm ready to get into a lot of this other stuff that I'm not familiar with. I mean, obviously I'm familiar with the hits, but I'm gonna dig into some of the older stuff and see how I like it, and I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy it. Another one I picked up, Abbey Road. These two, Abbey Road and Revolver. They're classic Beatles records on everybody's must-have list, and I gotta admit, I gave Revolver a spin after I came home, cleaned it up. This was one that I gave a spin because I wanted to really see what all the hype was about. I've honestly never listened to this record front to back until last week, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I've obviously heard the hits, Eleanor Rigby, Taxman, things like that, but great record. And Abbey Road I'm gonna throw on as well. This next band, I picked up two records from them. I love the Allman Brothers, love Leonard Skinner, love Charlie Daniels Band. Like I said, we're listening to Blackberry Smoke right now, so it's no surprise that I would kind of dig this stuff. So I finally picked up a good clean copy of Live at Fillmore East, Allman Brothers Band. Just jam band at its finest. Sticking with Allman Brothers, Eat a Peach. I do really like the Dwayne Allman, Greg Allman stuff, but I like, being a huge country fan, I really enjoy the country sounds of songs like Ramblin' Man and Blue Sky, the Dickie Betts songs, which Blue Sky is on here. Eat a Peach, great record. Glad to have a nice copy of that in my collection as well. I had mentioned Pink Floyd earlier, and I believe in my intro video, I showed this copy of Wish You Were Here that I picked up, and I have given this one a spin. It's a wonderful, fantastic, awesome record. Like I said, I don't claim to be the world's biggest Pink Floyd fan, but I do enjoy their music, and this one was one of those that front to back for my money is their best record. The other record that I did pick up was a really nice, sweet, clean first pressing of The Wall, and the discs inside are just great. This one's a little bit more out there for me than Wish You Were Here is. I don't know, man. This one's a little long. It's painfully long, but it's still enjoyable. And I think I showed this one on the last one as well. I'm not 100% sure. I keep adjusting my hat because of the light. By the way, I picked the dirtiest hat that I had. Well, it's maybe not the dirtiest hat that I have, but it's one of the dirtiest hats. This is in tribute to LJ. Hey LJ. This is the only thing I had that could kind of compete with his Yankees cap as far as dirtiness. So keep it up. I'm watching. Everybody's enjoying your videos, LJ. Moving on. AC/DC. If You Want Blood live. There's tons and tons of great songs on here. I picked it up just for Whole Lotta Rosie live. I love it. And I have starting to get a pretty decent AC/DC collection accumulated, so I was glad to add that. This one here, the next one, I know I did show the Japanese pressing of Skynyrd's Street Survivors. Still have not had a chance to give this a spin yet. I'm going to make it a point to get this on in the next couple of days because I talking with Steve, Harmless Rebel. Shout out to Steve. He swears by the Japanese pressings sound as well, so I can't wait to give that a listen. One of my favorite records right there by Skynyrd. I did pick up a few country things here at the show. An old classic by Johnny Cash, Little Orange Blossom Special. It's got a lot of country standards on it. Orange Blossom Special, The Long Black Veil, Don't Think Twice, It's Alright, Danny Boy, Wildwood Flower, a whole lot of, like I said, the country classics and standards here. Really nice, clean pressing by Cash. Glad to have that one. And then when you're talking Cash, you gotta talk about guys like Merle and guys like Willie. And I have a handful of Willie stuff in the collection. Believe it or not, I did not have this one. It's just a greatest hits comp, 2-disc set, but just hit after hit after hit after hit on this thing, and very clean. You're talking Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain, Whiskey River, Good Hearted Woman with Waylon Jennings, Georgia on My Mind. You got the Money, Honey, I've Got the Time. Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys, another fantastic one with Waylon Jennings. My Heroes Have Always Been Cowboys. Help Me Make It Through the Night. Angel Flying Too Close to the Ground, which is personally my favorite Willie Nelson cut. On the Road Again, Heartbreak Hotel, Elvis cover, and Stay a Little Longer. So that's an old Western swing song there. So glad to have that Willie Greatest Hits. Another cool item that I picked up is this Blink 182 Enema of the State. It's this is a 2009, 2010, 2009-ish repress. I think there were only 500 of this one made. It's the orange and blue vinyl swirl, or if it's maybe something a little bit different, but it's orange and blue. Yeah. So there's your orange and blue. Like I said, I think there's 500 of these pressed, and what a great cover too. Awesome cover. The back's just as cool. There you go. Great songs as well. Now, there are some records that you get that just instantly take you back, and this is one of them for me. It's a matter of where it takes you back to. It doesn't necessarily mean back to being a kid. To me, this particular one takes me back to being a teenager and joining the record clubs and having 12 or 13 records show up at the house at one time, and then getting something new every month. And what was cool about that is they kind of based what you liked by what you ordered. You could check, I'm a country fan, I'm a rock fan, whatever. Everybody knows how those things worked, but you were able to get exposed to music that maybe you didn't get exposed to through either your parents or your friends or school or whatever. But this was one of those that I actually checked off. I needed something to fill in a spot for one of my first 10 or first 12 records, and I got it. It came in one of those big fat CD double things, and I wore the shit out of this record, man. I played this record night and day for weeks on end, and it's Billy Joel Greatest Hits Volume 1 and 2. Every song on this thing is just from front to back, both discs. Of course, this is a 4-disc set, but back then it was just a 2 CD set. But Piano Man, Say Goodbye to Hollywood, New York State of Mind, Stranger, Just the Way You Are. I mean, it covers everything from the early 70s all the way up until the late 80s, mid 80s, up till like Tell Her About It, Uptown Girl, The Longest Time, things like that. But I don't know if this is I mean, on Discogs, some guys are asking stupid money for this, but I picked this up for like $4, and I was like, yeah, I'll take that. Do you have any more? Thank you. Next thing was one that I have a couple of their other titles by this band in my collection, but I didn't have this one. I'm familiar with it, Bon Jovi, 7800 Degrees Fahrenheit, Tokyo Road, Only Lonely, Price of Love, In and Out of Love. Good stuff on here. Nice clean copy. Glad to add that one to the collection as well. The next record here is one that I don't know if it's a Midwest thing, or because I'm in the St. Louis area, and we have a local radio station, KC95, classic rock station, that plays a particular single by this band. And for some reason, this particular record in all of our record stores, or any record store, any record show you go to, they're asking dumb money for it, and I'm like, I never really wanted to shell out that much money for it. But they had it. I walked up, I saw it laying on the guy's table. It was like $4, $5, something like that. And it's Doucette, Mama Let Him Play. Now, a lot of the record stores in town are always, like I said, they're asking $15, $20 for this thing, and I'm like, I really only know the one song. So anyway, for $4 I picked it up. Maybe it was $3, I don't know. I picked it up, brought it home, cleaned it. Excuse me, couldn't wait to give it a spin, and I'm glad I didn't pay any more than that for it, because Mama Let Him Play, while it's a great record, the rest of this record is terrible. I don't get it. I don't dig it at all. It's nothing like. It strays so far from Mama Let Him Play. I didn't dig it. Didn't get into it. Now this next one though is something that I bought for one particular song. Well, actually two songs. Great condition. Blackfoot Strikes. Bought this for Train and Highway Song. Put it on. Absolutely love the whole record. Now, being a fan of Skynyrd and that southern rock style stuff, Ricky Medlock, who is the lead singer, one of the songwriters, guitar player for Blackfoot, actually he's a guitar player for Skynyrd now, and has always had ties or affiliations with Skynyrd, even back to the early days. I guess his grandfather, Shorty, wrote Train, and there's an old, I don't know if it's an older bluegrass version. I've never personally heard it, but I've heard of it. I'm gonna have to go research it and see. But I love these guys. Love the southern rock stuff. Great record to add to the collection. Moving on. AC/DC. Who Made Who? I almost said For Those About to Rock. AC/DC, Who Made Who? This is from the Maximum Overdrive soundtrack, I believe. Yeah, Maximum Overdrive with Emilio Estevez. Mid-80s Stephen King movie, I think. But it's loaded with AC/DC hits. For Those About to Rock, Hell's Bells, You Shook Me All Night Long, Who Made Who. Great record. Like I said, glad to always add some good AC/DC to the collection. I was talking about albums that just take you back. This is another one of those here. Eric Clapton Timepieces. It's just a greatest hits comp, but this is one that I don't actually see a lot. Maybe it's just the area that I'm in, but I don't see this out a whole lot. But here again, it's loaded with hit after hit. Everybody knows, I Shot the Sheriff, After Midnight, Wonderful Tonight, Knocking on Heaven's Door, Layla, Cocaine, Lay Down Sally, Willie and the Hand Jive. Just good stuff on there. Glad to have that. Like I said, I don't see that very often. Glad to pick that one up. This next one is another one I picked up. I'm big about just picking up one-hit wonders, I guess. But this one here, Ram Jam, a little Black Betty. It's a self-titled debut, I guess, from Ram Jam. It has Black Betty on it. Beautiful condition. Glad to add that one to the collection. Gotta love Black Betty. And then being a Kiss fan, digging through crates. Some of these things were only, $1, $2. This one came out of the dollar bin here. I don't know. It's the Vinnie Vincent Invasion. All Systems Go. Look at those pants on the back. Probably had something like that back in the day, but I have not given this one a spin yet, but I'm anxious to, because I love love Vinny's playing, all his contributions, not just his playing, but his writing. With his short time with Kiss. So I'm anxious to give that one a spin too. This is another one that I believe is in everybody's collection, but you can't pass it up, especially when it's an upgrade copy. I had just recently upgraded my free-for-all, which was kind of filthy. Now I have a clean copy of that. Now I have a clean copy of Double Live Gonzo. Nuge. What else do you need to say? And then last but not least, sticking with guitar gods, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Double Trouble, Texas Flood. This one, I don't believe I ever owned this one on vinyl. I had it on cassette, I had it on CD, but I'm glad to add this one to the collection. Love Struck Baby, Pride and Joy, Texas Flood, Tell Me, Lenny, instrumental. Good, not good, great stuff right here. If you don't have this one, if you're just a fan of guitar guys, blues, this is it. I think this is his debut, major label debut, I think. 1983. I'll have to check, but I'm pretty sure this is his debut. Anyway, guys, that is it for today. That's my haul from the St. Louis Record Show a couple weeks ago. I am going to be doing the next video will be strictly country finds. I'm going to split my next couple videos up into 2 or 3 videos, which will span the month of October. October's finds, stuff that I've found October up till now. But I have a couple country videos that I'll have, because I found a lot of good country stuff, and then a couple rock videos. So be looking forward to those updates as well. I want to thank everybody who has subscribed so far. The comments have been great. You've all been extremely welcoming to me, and I hope you enjoy the videos. Leave me a comment down below. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. Let me know what you're looking for. If you're digging this stuff, if you're not digging this stuff. Like I said, give Blackberry Smoke a listen. Blackberry Smoke. Give those guys a second of your time, and I think you'll dig. Alright guys, talk to you later.